Now, former President Trump is in court.
For his hush money trial. First, the judge has been hearing arguments about whether to hold him in contempt of court for violating the case's gag order.
And when the testimony gets underway again this morning, we expect to hear more from David Pecker. He is the former publisher of the National Enquirer. He was the first witness called to the stand yesterday. Only got about 35 minutes of testimony in. More to come this morning. Let's go to Phil Taitt because he's been following all this development that has been happening this morning. And Phil, I've been reading what has been going on in court. Some drama playing out right now. Phil, what do we know?
Yeah, some drama indeed. The former president is inside of the courthouse right now, and he may be in some hot water with Judge Merchan. That's as they're in now to see if the former president had violated his gag order through a series of social media posts. Now, the prosecution is asking that the former president be fined $1,000 per violation, but they are not talking about imprisonment, even though that the judge can impose that. Now, this is all ahead of the testimony that we expect to hear today. Pecker, he is going to take the stand, the former publisher of the National Enquirer. Well, we heard a bit from him yesterday. Prosecutors say the former president tried to hide a Daniels to buy her silence about an alleged sexual encounter that she had with Trump's former fixer Michael Cohen paid $130,000 of his own money to pay Pecker to buy Daniels just to bury it. Trump having to repay Cohen $420,000 so he wouldn't take a tax hit. As Trump faces 34 felony counts for falsifying business records for his alleged role, defense attorneys are pointing the finger at already convicted Michael Cohen, who served time for falsifying business records to conceal the payoff. As the former president walked into the courtroom this morning, he spoke to reporters, ignoring the events of the day, choosing instead to blast his political opponent over the recent protest here in New York.
What's going on at the college level and the colleges, Columbia, NYU, and others, is a disgrace, and it's really on Biden. He has the wrong signal, he's got the wrong tone, he's got the wrong words, he doesn't know who he's backing, and it's a mess. It's interesting outside. For great Americans, people that want to come down and they want to protest at the court and they want to protest peacefully. We have more police presence here than anyone's ever seen. For blocks, you can't get near this courthouse. And yet you have nobody up at a college where you have very radical people wanting to rip the colleges down, the universities down.
And as court will resume in just a bit, the former president continues to deny any wrongdoing, saying that he should be on the campaign trail and not in the courtroom. We're in Lower Manhattan this morning. I'm Phil Taitt, Channel 7 Eyewitness News.